Hey everyone, so yesterday we talked about Netflix and I told you some of the TV shows that are on there and I suggested some that I think you should watch. I've had messages back saying some people have already seen them, some people are saying, you know, thanks for the recommendation, I'm going to start watching it, so that's great. I even had someone say they're going to watch the teen one even though they're an adult, so I thought that was quite cool. So today we're going to talk about Prime Video by Amazon, and I actually went through the list of TV shows that they have on Prime Video, and there's so many on there that you would never even think of, or ones that you've completely forgotten about. I'm talking about things like The OC, Lucifer, Grey's Anatomy, they have One Tree Hill on there, they've got Dawson's Creek, they've even got Baywatch on there. So today I'm going to tell you some of my recommendations, and then you guys can let me know if there's anything else you've seen on there. So maybe when I do this video again next week, I can give some other examples, maybe tell you about ones that other people have told me about as well. So we're going to start off with Quantico, and the reason I'm going to talk about Quantico is because this is actually the reason why I went onto Prime Video. I had Amazon Prime for the longest time, but I never even thought about going onto Prime Video until I wanted to watch Priyanka Chopra's Quantico, and I was like, oh, it's on Prime Video. So let me tell you about this. So Quantico is actually a drama thriller, which is a bit of a strange genre. Priyanka Chopra plays the role of Alex, who joins the Federal Bureau of Investigation after graduating from the FBI Academy, and she becomes a prime suspect in a terrorist attack on the Grand Central Station. Quantico starts with two timelines: the present, where Alex flees from captivity to prove her innocence, and the past, which is when she's training at the academy. From the second season, it actually switches to a single timeline as well, and also this is the first American network drama series to have a South Asian headlining it, which is pretty cool. So a show that I've actually watched and I really enjoyed was Criminal Minds. I love crime dramas, and that's exactly what this is. The thing is, it's only when I was doing my research that I realized that it started in 2005. So I've watched like season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at some point I've stopped watching it for some reason, and their last episode aired in February 2020. So that means there's quite a bit that I've missed off. So I'm going to go back and watch Criminal Minds, but right now I'm going to tell you what it's all about. So Criminal Minds is an American police crime drama television series which started in 2005 and follows a group of criminal profilers who work for the FBI as members of the Behavioral Analysis Unit, using behavioral analysis and profiling to investigate crimes and find the perpetrators. The show tells the story of the team as they work various cases and tackle their personal struggles as well. So I'm not really into comedy as such. I don't go to comedy shows, but there are two comedians that I absolutely love. One is Paul Chowdhury and the other is Russell Peters. I've been to see both of them live, absolutely love both of them, and the best thing about Prime Video, they're both on there. So I'm going to tell you about both their shows. So starting with Russell Peters' Deported then, Russell Peters takes his culturally comedic roadshow to the land of his ancestors. He goes back to Mumbai, India for an evening that's as informative as it is entertaining. Then there's Paul Chowdhury live in it, and I've seen this show a couple of times. It actually came around the corner from my house, so I took my husband and my brother-in-laws to go see it, and I can guarantee you will be in hysterics if you watch this. We all need a bit of laughter in our lives at the moment, so definitely check it out, but just make sure you don't watch it with the kids. So for all the little teeny weeny kids, I'm not talking about the teens, I'm talking about the tiny ones, there is a whole load of seasons of Fireman Sam. I used to watch Fireman Sam when I was little. It was one of my favourite cartoons to watch as a child, so I'm excited to tell you that they're on there and you can watch them as well. So Fireman Sam is a British animated comedy children's series about a fireman called Sam and his fellow firefighters and other residents in the fictional Welsh rural village of Pontypandy. Now, the original idea for the show came from two ex-firemen from London who took the idea to an artist and writer, and they developed the concept. Fireman Sam first appeared in 1987. That means it came out before I was even born, and it went on until 1994. The new series was then expanded and changed, and it commenced in 2005. The funny thing is, I actually have an uncle in America called Sam, and he's a fireman, so I might have to tell his kids to watch this. So when I finished uni and when I was in between work and I was at home, there was something that I got into. It was a TV show called One Tree Hill, and I hadn't heard of it before and I hadn't watched any of it. So I started binge watching it this was years ago, but I started binge watching it, and I really think that if you've never watched One Tree Hill, you have to watch it. So One Tree Hill is an American drama television series that premiered in 2003. It's based on a fictional town of Tree Hill in North Carolina, and it initially starts by following two half-brothers, Lucas Scott and Nathan Scott, who compete for positions on their school's basketball team. The drama then carries on from this, following the brothers' relationships as well, and the story is based on their whole rivalry. We also meet their father, Dan Scott, who we see had a relationship with Karen, that's Lucas's mother, and Deb, Nathan's mother, and how he ended up with one woman over the other, therefore abandoning Lucas as his son. To all the teens out there, this is my final recommendation. You would have heard of things like Pretty Little Liars, where all your friends would have watched it at the same time and you would have talked about it in school. But what about taking it back to like 2002, when you weren't even born yet, some of you, and something called the Sleepover Club? So the Sleepover Club is exactly what it says on the title, Australian live action series about a sleepover club. Frankie and her four best friends, Fliss, Kenny, Linz and Rosie, are part of the Sleepover Club, where each member holds sleepovers. The 5 members strong club deals with everyday problems, and the main antagonists are called the M&Ms, made up of 3 members, that's Matthew, Marco and Michael, who always try to interfere with the girls' lives. So that's it from me for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Let me know if you've watched any of the TV shows that I was talking about, if some of them brought back memories like One Tree Hill, they were a blast from the past, things like Fireman Sam, did you watch that when you were a kid? Let me know. I want to know if you've watched the Sleepover Club. If you've not seen it, tell me what you think once you've watched it, and I'll see you all tomorrow.